Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a former mayor on and talk about Sarasota on the Sarasota SpeaX podcast. So if you're okay with it, I'd like to talk a little bit more about Sarasota, some of your favorite spots, some of your, all of that good stuff. But I want to pass it over to Trey first for the famous question.
Yeah, so Tominator Law wants to know, what are your thoughts on roundabouts? Do you love them or do you hate them?
Who wants to know?
Tominator Law.
Who's that?
That's our roundabout sponsor.
There you go.
Oh, is it? There's roundabout sponsors?
It's a roundabout
If you haven't
sponsor.
noticed, we ask everybody about roundabouts. Which, I mean, depending on how you interpret that question, it could be about.
He was
just
excited to
roundabouts
come on the
or
show. He didn't
lots
say
of
he
things.
watches the show. He just knows that we reach a different audience.
He watches.
So.
Trust me, he watches. Everyone watches.
Everyone watches. That's facts.
Roundabouts, I think, work in some intersections better than others. I think, signals work in other
No.
intersections.
Do you love them? Do you hate them?
I'll tell you, the one that I think has improved the situation a lot is the one on Mound on heading out to the Ringling Bridge on US 40.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the first and only person that says that. Everybody else says they're all okay except for that
Except
one.
for, yeah.
That's the one everybody hates usually.
I have driven, I drive through that one all the time. You drive through it to go to the beach. I have not had a problem.
Have you ever gotten stuck on it?
I used to get stuck when it was in a signaled intersection
Right.
all the time.
Right.
And
But
it
not
would be
since you're
backed
moving.
up all the way to St. Armand's on a daily basis.
No, I don't mean stuck like traffic jam. I mean stuck like you had to do an extra circle because you missed your turn because you were on the inside lane
no.
and not the outside lane.
Well, here,
I think other people have probably had to do that because of me.
we were coming off of, Morty and I
round
were
them.
coming off of St. Armand's, and an elderly lady took a left, went opposite direction. She just was playing chicken with oncoming
No,
traffic.
there's no rules in that.
I certainly would like
vortex.
to see the comment section after we get some eyeballs on that section because I think you might be the only person, and this is why it's such a dumb question that it's good, right? Because
Roundabouts.
everybody has a different opinion on it.
I know,
And that is so unique because everybody says, they're not so bad. This one out here is the worst one. That one is horrible. I get stuck on it, or I see
People have short
accidents.
memories.
I mean,
it was terrible when it was a signaled intersection.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
That
No
one
matter
is-
which way
it
you were
was.
going.
That one is
It was.
tough, though. I have trouble with that one.
Well, I don't think they have all the signage up yet. They're still adding signage to make it a
One
little
of
more
the
clear.
one of the things about roundabouts that I think is important is you have to have an obstruction in the middle of the roundabout.
So somebody doesn't go straight through it.
No, it's so people don't look. This is an actual planning thing. You have statues, you have art, you have all this stuff in the middle of the
don't see the
roundabout
other-
on purpose, so people aren't seeing other people getting into the roundabout and trying to
'Cause you're not- you
predict
should
and
just
get
keep
afraid.
doing
Don't
your thing.
overthink it.
You don't want to overthink it.
All right.
Was that part of the focus groups that you guys did on that? Because I've never heard anybody say that. I always thought the art in the middle was a horrible idea because it obstructed the view. But what you're saying, it makes them look at where they're supposed to look.
Yeah, you're supposed to look
As
kind of where
opposed
you're
to trying
going.
to anticipate other traffic.
Right.
How about that?
So you don't
We
want to
learn
look at the
more
other
about
traffic.
roundabouts every episode.
You
Yeah,
also
every
don't
time.
want to look at the statue either because that's not going to help you because you can't see the car coming in or you can't see where you're going.
Yeah, but it helps you focus and not
I-
get distracted.
I
I
get
get
it,
it.
The other reason they're good is for when power goes out, they still work.
Yeah.
And when you're in a Bear Island barrier situation,
Yeah, and we have hurricanes. And
I got a
shit
question
like
for you, Brad. When you
A question for me? I'm not the guest.
When you approach roundabouts now, do you think about the podcast?
that. Every time.
Me too. and
Every
I get
time.
embarrassed when I poorly perform. I'm like, when I pull up, I'm like, I'm an expert on these things now.
We're gonna
Watch me
get-
go.
we're gonna get
And
your,
any slight of brake check-in or anything
No,
like
there's
that.
no
I
rules
feel
in there.
quite embarrassed.
You know
no
what I
rules.
just thought about? We're getting your car wrapped, not your non-work vehicle. We're going to get that wrapped with Sarasota SpeaX because it's not embarrassing to approach that roundabout and screw it up if you're not a host of the Sarasota SpeaX podcast. But if you're on here and you're talking about roundabouts and learning about statues being in the middle of it and all of these things, you got to be good. So we need to get that thing wrapped. What do you say?
Well,
you're a big wrap guy. Then we could put it on Wrap Off Wednesday and win.
I'll think about it.
All right, fair.